some of those stories you don't. Once upon a time, there was 2 individuals. However, one of the individuals went missing. All of a sudden, there was a real concern. What could have happened to the other? What could have happened to the other person who could have done it? Suddenly, there was a real concern. The next day, the family of the missing suspect, who was last seen with the other individual when they jumped on a train at Manchester Piccadilly, the individuals who were named as Marcus O. Smith and Jez O. Thomas. However, at 2 p.m, Jez O. Thomas went missing. They were both heading towards Preston, but in a twist, it was not clear what had gone on with Jez O. Thomas. He was described as 6'3", brown, spiky hair, spoke with a Manchester accent. They were both from the Sale area, both students who were studying at Manchester Metropolitan. The next day there was the investigation, so they could get to the bottom as to what happened to Jez O. Thomas. Jez O. Thomas. There are some individuals. So there are some indications that Jez O. Thomas never made it to Preston, and he could have been attacked on a train by a gang of youths. But one thing that was for sure is that there was some youths on the train later that evening. The police detained the youths and they were taken to police custody. So they were taken into police custody. They were taken into. They were taken into police custody. The youths. It will remain to be seen if they would tell the truth. But Marcus O. Smith thinks that Jez O. Thomas might have been murdered on a train as the train was approaching Deansgate. The following day, the train crew they appeared in court and they gave their version of events. They told the court what happened. That afternoon, they told the court that there was a gang of youths who were aged 20 and 24 who were travelling on the train to Preston, and they said they were very violent towards the staff and the passengers on the train, and they explained that the gang were very rude, and they asked everyone to put their hands up and be quiet. The next day, the gang of youths, they would show no remorse. They tried playing down everything that had happened. They didn't remember the events that took place on the train that was going to Preston, but things will be a real mystery as to what had actually happened. It was not clear what had happened. The police were told different things, but they were determined to get to the bottom as to what might have happened. But one thing that was for sure is that the truth would eventually come out, and eventually there will be a breakthrough in this investigation following the disappearance of Jez O. Thomas. They were really determined to give them good news. Jez O. Thomas's friends think there is a chance that he could still be alive, but things were not looking hopeful. Suddenly there was a breakthrough. There was a body. It would remain to be seen if this was the body of Jez O. Thomas. The next day, the police went into the house, but there was nothing there. Suddenly, they saw the gang of youths, and the police would arrest the youths with attempted murder. The police were treating this as a murder investigation. The next day, the police issued a statement, and they confirmed it was the body of Jez O. Thomas. They said that Jez O. Thomas was murdered. As the two of them, they got on. As the two of them, they got to Deansgate. But one thing. Jez O. Thomas was murdered as the two of them, they got to Deansgate, but one thing for sure is why was Jez O. Thomas murdered? Jez O. Thomas was described as a really friendly person. As a really friendly and hard-working person who did not deserve any of this. The family of Jez O. Thomas could not believe that their son had been murdered. The gang who were named as Declan O. Johnson, Kevin South, Nathan Johnson and Connor Roberts, who were all from the Preston area. It was not clear how everything had started. But what was known is that this was a target attack, and there was answers why would these gang youths attack Jez O. Thomas when all Jez O. Thomas was doing was going for a night out in Preston. Jez O. Thomas and Marcus O. Smith, they were going to a party of their friends at university who lived in Preston. But only Marcus Smith made it to Preston, and only Marcus O. Smith went to the party. When the friends of the two discovered that Jez O. Thomas was missing, they didn't know what had happened, but what was known is that they were both sat in the same carriage, and Marcus O. Smith asked the gang of youths to stop, but then he asked the pair of them to get down onto the floor and put their hands up. It was after that when they walked down the carriage and they were rude towards the staff and the fellow passengers that were travelling on the train towards Preston, and the train staff, they asked the gang of youths to leave, but the gang of youths would not leave the train. The violence that they were using, it was nothing short of embarrassing. The next day, the gang of youths families, when they watched the tape, they couldn't believe what they saw. They couldn't believe that they would do that to someone, and they were very angry because their sons had let them down. The next day, the family were still trying to come to terms without their son. It was going to be very difficult for the family following the murder of Jez O. Thomas. Later that evening, Marcus O. Smith, he did a slideshow at the church in Self, so everybody could celebrate and remember the life of Jez O. Thomas. The next day, the family, they were busy planning on the funeral and the memorial for Jez O. Thomas. It will be a very difficult time for his family and his friends. The next day, his family and his friends and family, and the family of Marcus Smith, who knew Jezreel Thomas very well, as he had a very good friendship with Marcus L. Smith. Sully, in a twist, these gang of youths, they tried to escape out of prison, but there was barriers, so they were not able to get out of prison. The next day, the family, they were trying to get on with their everyday lives. Jezreel Thomas, he would have wanted the family to get on with everyday life, and he would have wanted the family to be happy and to carry on doing the things that they were going to do with him. The end, Sam Jenkinson.